So, when Parliament does officially get underway this afternoon, there will be a lot of fresh faces in the House of Commons, 98 of them to be exact. Here with me, 2 of those new MPs. Let's bring in Raquel Dancho. She is a Conservative MP from Manitoba. Also joining us, Patrick Weiler. He's a Liberal MP from British Columbia. And they join us live from the foyer of the House of Commons in Ottawa. Congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
Welcome to the hurly-burly of Canadian politics.
Very exciting.
Absolutely. Well, let's guess first off your reaction. Raquel, do you want to start us off? How do you feel?
I just feel so honored to be here and to represent the almost 100,000 constituents I have in the northern suburbs of Winnipeg. We worked so hard to get here and the day has finally arrived, and it's just such an honor and such a thrill, honestly.
Patrick, how do you feel?
I'm really excited. It's really an honor and a privilege to be here. I'm just so grateful for the trust that the 120,000 people in West Vancouver, Sunshine Coast, Sea to Sky Country riding put in me to be here, to be their public servant, to be their voice in Ottawa, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for an incredible team around me and a supportive partner and family, so I'm just very grateful.
Okay, that's a bit like they might call the yearbook answer. Let's talk about how you're really feeling. Butterflies, can't believe you're there, first day of school. Patrick, let's have another go at it in terms of how you're feeling about all this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of all of what you just said. It's really, really kind of sunk in sitting there in my seats in the House of Commons today, just feeling kind of the gravity of the situation, and really, it's really quite an honor. I'm excited. There's so much to learn. I have to learn it so quickly, but I'm fortunate that I have plenty of mentors that I can rely on, both within the Liberal caucus, but also to hear some really great words and advice from members from other parties too.
Yeah, Raquel, what's the sense of responsibility you have?
It's enormous. I think what we're facing in this country is a national unity crisis under this government. We've seen the confidence in government fall. Of course, the Conservatives won the popular vote in the last election, so we have a very strong mandate to hold this Liberal government to account and ensure we're unifying the country and focusing on issues like affordability, which is something that I heard every single day in the campaign that this Liberal government is not talking about. So we need to focus on the issues that matter to Canadians.
Can I ask you guys what, so far, and I know these are very early days, but of course you've had some weeks to get acclimatized, at least to the environment. People generally have an idea of what MPs do, but is there anything that surprised you about what you might have to and will be dealing with working in Parliament? Patrick, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, so I come from a legal background, and the legislative part of it was always quite clear to me. But to being an MP, it's also like running a small business. So it's you're hiring a staff both in Ottawa and also in the riding, and there's just a number of administrative things that go along with that, and really managing a high functioning team. And it's so important to be doing that job really well to make sure that you're being the best representative for your constituents, so you can be available and you can be prepared for everything, both in the riding and in the House of Commons.
Raquel, anything catch you off guard in terms of what will be on your plate over the next few years?
I wouldn't say so, but I was surprised with the level of autonomy MPs have to move forward and build relationships in the House of Commons and across the country. The Conservative Party has a huge mandate to hold this government to account, so that responsibility and the autonomy that individuals and MPs are given within our party is very exciting and provides a lot of opportunity to move forward.
Now, this is unique. Of course, we've had minority parliaments before, but this is going to be an interesting one because it is a minority situation. Do you see, there you are both sitting side by side, any room for common ground? Raquel, do you want to see where you might be able to at least have conversations with the Liberals moving forward?
I think it's really up to the Liberal government to decide if they're going to focus on the issues that are facing Canadians. Are they going to work to unify the country? After 4 years of their government, we're more divided than ever. So it really is up to them to extend that olive branch and focus on the issues that Canadians really care about. Affordability, united as Canadians. That's what the opposition party, the Conservative Party, will be focusing on. And so I'm looking to my colleagues, my fellow millennial colleagues, to really prioritize what's important to everyday Canadians. That's why we're here.
Okay, there's the challenge to you, Patrick. How are you fixed for olive branches? Are there any under your chair there you can offer?
Well, absolutely, and it's great. I had a chance to meet Raquel at our MP school orientation the first day. We're sitting at a table together, and I've already had lots of great discussions with members in all parties here, and I think there's so much that we can work on together. And really, that was the message that Canadians sent to us: is they want our government to work together, and I'm really motivated by that. So for me, the issues and for our party, it's issues are on increasing our ambition and our work on fighting climate change, on making life more affordable for all Canadians, and continuing to grow the economy and making sure we can take advantage of the economy of the future. And we have parties that members in all parties that we can work with on those issues, and I'm looking forward to having those discussions both within the House but also in committees.
Now, you mentioned something interesting that I've heard of, but I've never actually chatted to someone who was there, at least so recently as you guys have been. New MP school. What exactly does that entail, Patrick?
Yeah, well, it was about a 2-day process where you get walked through the ins and outs of what it's like to be an MP, what your role is, and just things like what it's like to run an office, how you do, what type of financial mechanisms you're using and rules you need to follow, and really kind of A to Z of how to be an MP. And so they scheduled that the first 2 weeks after the election, and all the new MPs went through that, and it was a great opportunity to not only learn about what you'll be doing, but also to meet some of the staff that you'll be working with closely in the House of Commons, and also with colleagues in across party lines.
So Raquel, how does that work? Are you all in one big room? Are you in separate rooms? Do you sit according to party? What does that those couple of days of MP school look like?
You know, it's sort of a bare bones training. It's very good, but I think really all the training in the world can't prepare you for what the task that lies ahead of us. The official opposition, the Conservative Party, has a major task moving forward. We need to hold this government to account, and doing so requires a lot of teamwork and dedication to focusing on that unity and making life more affordable for Canadians. So that is a huge task. You sort of need to learn on the fly. It's sort of a baptism by fire experience, and I very much look forward to stepping up to the plate.
So if there were to be one issue, Raquel, you are going to focus on right out of the gate, what would it be?
I'm the Shadow Minister for Diversity, Inclusion and Youth, so I very much am looking forward to building relationships between the Conservative Party and youth across Canada. I think that there's massive opportunity to build on the momentum we had in the last election and outreach to groups that we need to focus on, and youth is a huge part of that. All of the decisions from this government will affect the next generation, and there are serious consequences to the fiscal instability that we're seeing from this Liberal government, and the youth need to know about that, and that's something that I'm going to be focusing on. And bringing it back to my constituents, I was elected on a mandate. I beat a former Liberal cabinet minister, and she was a lifelong politician, and I ran on the mandate to represent everyday Canadians and fight for them in the House of Commons against a government that's really out of touch and elitist, and I'm here to fight for them.
Okay, well, she's getting a few shots in early there on you, Patrick. What are you going to focus on in the coming weeks and years?
Well, just some of the priorities that I already mentioned, and for me, I'm focused on being the best representative that I can for my communities, and the issues that people relate that really matter to them that they want me to focus on is on affordable housing. That's a huge issue throughout the riding. That's something I'm going to be deeply focused on transportation and transit. There's a major need both for improved transit within communities, but also amongst communities in my riding. But the number one issue that people mentioned to me throughout was related to environment and climate change, and so that really has to be the main focus of this government, and I'm really motivated to be working on that. And we have some great team within the caucus. We have great partners across the aisle, and that's really going to be the defining issue that I'm really looking forward to working on.
Lots of challenges, huge responsibility. Thank you again. Best of luck to you both. I'm sure we'll be talking to you in the future on an issue-by-issue basis. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely. Our pleasure. Raquel Dancho is a Conservative MP, newly elected from Manitoba, and Patrick Weiler is a newly elected Liberal MP from British Columbia, and they joined us live from Ottawa.